I hope you liked it and learned things. And I want you to be a recruiter who has a lot of knowledge and experience, who can interact with the candidate like an authority. All right, that is what the motto behind me preparing all these things for you. AWS plus DevOps. Let's see. Install, configure, administer Tomcat application server. Looks like this is a middleware server admin. This is a application server administrator. Okay, so before you understand, okay, you need to understand the application server and difference between web server and application server. All right, so the web application that I was talking about is that is only useful for using any websites that is like gives a static information, like there is no dynamic things in the backend, like we are not asking for any details, but we are just reading the details in a website. To give you an example, let's go to my website, all right, sumanpachigulla.com. If you see here, these are the static information here, right? So here what is there, everything has been mentioned here, already uploaded things. You don't have to pull anything. So if you want to go here and if you want to read something, you just click the link and it will start showing you the information which is already there in the page. Okay, it is taking time for loading. Okay, leave it. So now if you want to see this, the web server, so if you double click here, see that HTTP, right? This is a web server protocol. Okay, so now what is this is, this is running on AWS, and on the back end we have just used the web application only. We have not asked for an application server. So now the application server here in this case is, let's say you are using a database. Let's say you are trying to make my trip, right? If you have booked your flight tickets, make my trip. So first what happens if you type make my trip? Okay, I'll show you if that is how it works. This particular website is on web server. Okay, now if we want to search something, let's say it's a Delhi to, we are going to Mumbai, and we are showing the dates. Okay, here let's say we want to go on 30th of this month. So what is that going to happen? Search, and it's searching. Hold on, it's fetching. What did we, there you go, it gave all the information, right? This is a real-time information we got. Clear? So now this is being used in the back end. It is a web application server, which is like when we entered the information, here, it went and interacted with a web application server. Could be like WebSphere, WebLogic, or JBoss, anything we do not know. And that application server went back and fetched the information from the database from where these companies, airline industries, have dumped the information or given a permission for this make my trip guys to go and get the real-time information. Okay, and that is what happens. That is what the work of web application server, that helps the user to go and get information real time, and that helps interacting with the databases. Okay, now do more research on application server, web server, if you want to understand more. Okay, let's understand. Created and federated profiles to the deployment manager, both profile management tool and automated to process using managing profiles, node command. So he's talking about the web application server only. Monitor Tomcat application server, Tomcat, okay, and clustered, non-clustered environment. All right, and so these are two environments, which is like a backend environments. Okay, clustered and non-clustered. So if you want, you can read it and understand. So here my primary thing is to help you understand the resume. Okay, there are a lot of things are in the resume, so just let's go and understand as much as possible. Recommended to use hybrid clustering and provide hardware fairing, load balancing. So he's all talking about the server pressure and how exactly it is operating, because I'm here looking for, this person said AWS and DevOps engineer, I'm looking for that. Experienced in configuration relational databases, Oracle, SQL Server, application servers. Looks like he worked with both the databases. Enabled connectivity, web services, Java messaging servers, and ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. Okay. He's been talking about everything. Configuration the application to run the data center using Terraform. Wow. Looks like this person worked on Terraform, where he has mentioned about Chef, Puppet. Uh, all right. So you see here, I had mentioned about Terraform. So configuration tool, he worked on Terraform, and he has mentioned Chef and everything here. Maybe this client he is using, what client is that? Nike in Portland, Oregon was using Terraform here. Whereas Chef Puppet was pretty good. Let's see, I don't know. Involves in shell scripting. Okay, configured multiple websites in application web servers, installed plugins, configured multiple websites. I don't know what kind of websites he was working on. Anyways, he worked on Apache web server. So if you see Apache Tomcat, okay, Tomcat, Apache owns Tomcat. So here you see the difference, Tomcat application server and Apache web server, meaning just now we discussed about web server and application server. Now you can recollect, right? So here, this is Apache HTTPD. This is a application, sorry, Apache web server. And this is, they have an Apache Tomcat application server as well. So this guy looks like worked on web server and application server. Included MDM. This is like messaging services. This is like installed SSL certificates, web servers. So okay, IKeyman tool. Okay, you see that SSL is, it's a certification. If you see this in here, this log thing, you see that, right? So this is the certification. Clear? This is what is called the security certification, SSL level certification. And what else? Now Tomcat, Apache, LDAP. He worked on Tomcat, Apache. All right. I'm looking for where exactly this guy was, AWS AWS DevOps engineer, implemented web services components. So WSDL, you are calling it WSDL, but it is like a WSDL we can call. It's like a web services description language, I believe. Okay, they mention it in, it's a page, XML page. These companies, whoever wants to be in web services, it written in WSDL. It's XML language, RESTful. This is also another SOAP, web RESTful, different web services. You can read it or you can do your research. And UDDI, I don't know why did he mention UDDI here, because UDDI is a universal description. It's like a institute kind of thing, okay, which describes how exactly these protocols have to be if you want to use these web services. I don't know why did he mention here this. To interact external with the J and okay. Oh, he see how he's doing these both things together. This is the different thing and this is a different thing altogether. Wrote JUnit test cases using JUnit framework. Framework has to be in one word. He has mentioned this for web services calls. Okay. So this is some unit testing he did for some kind of lingo he's using web services calls. All right. Now, responsible documenting the various procedures, maintaining. All right. Now, developed code and RESTful web services. He has mentioned SOAP. Looks like he has used RESTful in one project. I do not know how exactly it works in the environment, but it's still definitely I'm going to ask why you are been working on SOAP and RESTful, and what is exactly the scenario. Explain me. And what is the meaning in mentioning UDDI here in the resume? And this owner of Jenkins, GitHub, Puppet, and if Artifactory. Okay, here these guys 3-4 line looks like his AWS experience, DevOps experience. Internal build system, code build, team, enterprise level, Python based cloud orchestration automation tool. I did not understand what exactly he mean by this thing. installed, configured, managed monitoring tools such as Splunk, Nagios, Isinga for resources monitoring, networking, log. Okay, why he has used Splunk and Nagios both? So we definitely want to ask, because why the company wants to spend so much of money. Okay, Nagios would be enough for the CI/CD environment, but we do not know how did this guy used it. Okay, used AWS Beanstalk for deploying, scaling web application servers. Okay, it's written in Java software, looks like a PHP, Python. Okay, three languages are there, and Docker. This is for containerization. This creates Docker container, familiar server with Apache and IIS on familiar server. Okay, looks like these are the servers. Okay, and on that the Docker has been installed and prepare container, and the application which this person is writing, it's like Java, PHP, Python, and deployed on it. Okay, that's what it is, looks like. I do not know. So this is what the responsibility is. Now there's another thing, client Hunting Bank Columbus DevOps engineer. Work closely with the development team and design phases, deployment, case diagram, implemented Chef server and components. Okay, it looks like he did some kind of configuration things here. Install administrator thing, excuse me. Components installation, including set imports, increase Chef licenses, is certificate increase, licensing. Looks like administrator, creating admins. There you go, admins, users, installed. It's like admin guy. He knows how to do install in systems and start it. We do not know whether this person configured something or not. Automated OS build, application installation, Puppet, Chef. Okay, Puppet and Chef, both this person used. Okay, I do not know why. Either they could have used Puppet or Chef, or Ansible, right? So this is what it is. We do not know if that is it's a big project and they are using multiple things, or we have no idea. Nagios for the application and hardware resource monitoring, we know that. So he used Nagios tool, implemented auto build, QA and DevOps servers. Okay, he implemented auto builds in on QA, quality assurance, and development. So like QA and development guys. Okay, then servers on our node server. Okay, that's a main nodes. Okay, by configuring cookbook modules. Cookbook is like, this is one of the part in Chef where the multiple recipes are being kept together. That's called cookbook. Okay, this is one multiple things are being kept in, let's say multiple units are in one place, that's called cookbook. They call that multiple units as a recipes. All right, developed and implemented SRM strategies. Okay, worked on LAMP stick. Why did LAMP come in here? Linux, Apache, PHP, and MySQL. All right, this is a platform, this is a language, this is a server, this is a web server. Okay, worked on LAMP stick, no problem. Participated in weekly release. Okay, performed automation and scaling of application using Kubernetes. Okay, here came the, what is that, orchestration, but we have not seen orchestration here, right? We have not seen. Okay, cloud orchestration this mentioned, and we don't know which tool he has used to orchestrate it, but here we used, did he use Docker here? Let's see. Okay, he used Docker here, right? But here has to be, because if they are doing that orchestration, there needs to be Kubernetes. Okay, maybe something we don't know. Let's see. That is the best guy. If we connect, then only we'll know whether we don't want to connect either. So what else? What else? Worked on SaaS, DNS, using Terraform. Okay, this person used Terraform as well. Chef, Puppet, and Terraform. This is also a configuration tool. Okay, configuration management tool. Okay, because definitely we would ask why the company was paying for Puppet, Chef, and a Terraform at the same time, because what's going on in the project. We definitely want to understand that. Now execute the module using scripting language. These are the scripting language and using Ansible. Okay, so it looks like they have not. Oh, this person used everything. Ansible, Terraform, Puppet, Chef. Okay, interesting, interesting. Extensively worked on Hudson, Jenkins, TeamCity. Hudson and Jenkins. Why a company will work with Hudson and Jenkins both at the same time? Both are different things. Come on, these it looks like extremely fake guy. All right, extremely fake. Build force continuous integration, end-to-end deployment, experience installing, set up Oracle products. Oracle products. Okay, this is the Oracle backend here. Okay, we have a MySQL for Oracle. Let's keep moving, keep moving. We'll see Linux for the development team using Chef and cookbooks. Chef cookbooks. Okay, that is what the Chef is. He do not have to mention, but maybe this is one of the responsibilities he wanted to mention. Uh, So here it's installed and he set up Oracle products on the Linux platform, and with the Chef cookbooks he written it, and that automation went in, and on the Linux platform he what installed it. Okay, what is that? Oracle products. He did it. That's how what he says. Experience on working REST SOAP. APIs, integration between multiple systems, is application programming interfaces. Okay, integration. So application programming interface is, it is an interface which helps what is that, the interface between the application and the program. So for example, if you see nowadays, if you are logging into a different kind of what websites, let's say you want to use your user ID and password, it gives, right, what, whether you can use it with your Google Gmail ID, or you can sign up with your new email ID, or you can sign up with Facebook ID. Meaning, because Google, if you have a Google or Facebook account, it means Google and or Facebook, they have already authenticated that you are a user with proper information. So again, that new website doesn't have to go with the new authentication of your email ID, user ID, password, everything, storage. Because now what happens is Facebook and Gmail, they give their API permission to use some third-party websites. They can use their APIs and they plug in there. And whenever if you want to log in, or you are a new user want to log in, you can just use their plugins there. Their plugin, they'll use their plugin, they use your credentials, their user ID and password, and that permits you to go and visit this new website. Okay, that is what the one used by the third party, Google's or Facebook's, that user ID and password thing, right? That is called the API of those things used by this particular website. All right, I believe I have not confused it. Let's understand more. Okay, AWS server provisioning using Chef recipes, right? I told you, right? Recipes like small commands, we may say, or small permissions, or small things that we wanted someone to do, and multiple recipes combined in the cookbooks. Clear? Hosted PHP and MySQL using LAMP stack. Okay, Ubuntu machines, Fedora machines, Ansible. He configured these machines on Ansible. Worked on Ansible. He has worked on Chef, Puppet, Ansible, everything. Deployment on the Chef for infrastructure. Implemented auto scaling with Chef, assigning Chef roles to EC2 instances. This AWS looks like the platform. Puppet configuration extensively. Oh my, extensive exposure to configuration. He worked on Bash, SIL, SDLC. Let's come down. Carry deployment and build various environment continuous integration. Okay, worked on Git. Wrote Ant and Maven scripts. Why did he worked on Ant and Maven at the same one project? I don't know, because they have used if Ant does the same thing for the controlling and operational management things, and Maven does the same thing, why they use both, or you do not know if that is really works in there. Configured Bamboo, and there is no relation to this line and this line. Okay, did they use Jenkins here? This guy did not mention anywhere Jenkins, right? Maybe that's the reason they are using bamboo for the automation part. Shell scripting, RESTful SOAP, Java based looks like the application is. Developed web forms in ASP.NET. Oh, Java and we have ASP.NET came in here, and because we recruiter as not we are not a technical guy, so we definitely have to ask this question: what is the story behind the ASP.NET writing codes and this? And he says that he developed web forms. So he knows how to code in that? Okay, how to create the web forms. All right. So prior to that, perform load and functional testing, load runner and QTP. Wow. So he knows how to do the logics, using logics, how to write the scripts for load and functional testing. Looks like he worked on load runner and QTP, because these are the different technologies, guys. It really requires a lot of work and understanding how exactly everything works. If someone is mentioning everything, you definitely have to go and ask questions. How did you do that? When did you learn? How much time? Where did you get? Okay. And design, customize status reports. Okay, based on requirements using J2E struts. They use J2E on web server, WebSphere. This is the language, the application server, and DB2 they have used. Interesting. It's a mainframe server, right? Okay. Worked on SOAP nodes, SOAP protocols. This is a web services template. There you go. So here, if we go down, it's a Keltron in Hyderabad. He did Jan to August. So we do not want to go here because most of the things he has mentioned on the top, that definitely comes here. All right. So he's still working. JIT, SES3, Kanban. This is the process, one of the processes, methodologies. All right. So now you understood this person's resume, and if you ask me, I would not call that person because the way he has written resume or she has written resume, and I do not see any relation between from where the experience started, how did he end up. So I may call, this is what I'm gonna drill inside more, asking so many questions, and definitely this person may not qualify. All right. I hope you liked it and learned things. And I want you to be a recruiter who has a lot of knowledge and experience, who can interact with the candidate like an authority. All right. That is what the motto behind me preparing all these things for you. So this is like helping each other. So do share this video with other recruiters and let them understand, because we all together can build this industry as a good industry. All right. This is what one request I have, and ask your other mates, your colleagues to subscribe to this channel, and let's make this a kind of a movement where we all together learn and grow and make this recruiting industry as a most respected industry. All right. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.